What's up, everyone? All right, so I'm going to go over my trades for today, finishing $1,961.68. But I kind of knocked myself out of the game today a little early. I gave back half my profit, and that was on Wlds. So I was up I was up just under 5,000, 4,500. And then I took that two losses back to back on Wlds, gave back half my gains, and I was like, you know what? I gotta walk away, because this is a trigger for me, and I know that I've churned a lot of fees and commissions today. So if I keep trading and I go red, I'm gonna be really frustrated, and then the fees and commissions are just gonna make that worse. So I knocked myself out of the game a little early today, and as a result, I missed HPCO. So that's the opportunity cost that sometimes comes with taking too much risk too early in the day. But I had to prevent myself from potentially having a red day, and I did a good job with that, as long as I can stick with my guns and not take any more trades today. So I want to do my recap and then shut everything down and not look at anything so I don't get FOMO. So first trade of the day was actually on Wlds early when it spiked up, and it was kind of, I mean, honestly, this stock was never clean today, and I'm a little annoyed with myself that I even traded it as much as I did, because I just wasted money on commissions, and I obviously lost money on the trades anyways. So first entry, I got in right here to $1.05. I was like, it's holding over $1. This looks good. The next candle flashes down to 96 cents, and I'm in with 20,000 shares. So I'm down $2,000, but it does come back up, and I got out of that first trade with a $200 loss. No, sorry, $200 of profit. Then I got back in right here, and this was a false breakout, and I lost 400 on it, so I was down 200. And I took one more trade in this area and found myself down $1,000 on the day. I was able to get back in with a nice entry right here at 105, and we got this curl back up to 125. So I got myself from down 1,000 on it back to up like 100 or 200, but then I tried to get back in right here, and I gave back that profit, and I was down 500 before at the open taking two trades on it and losing on both of them. So we'll fast forward here to the open. You can see the rest of the trades I took on the stock. So I got back in on this candle here at 115, and it hits a high of 118 and then flushes down here to 110. I stopped out for a $1,000 loss on 20,000 shares. I then got back in here at 125 for the break at the pre-market high. It hits 129 and then drops here to 115, and I stopped out again for a $1,000 loss. So that puts me down 2,600 on Wlds, and yeah, I'm annoyed about it. It's very annoying, but anyways, so that was Wlds. I got a trade on ICU in the interim after I got myself back to flat or so on Wlds. ICU came up, and ICU, you know, this was one that I was a little bit I wasn't totally sure about initially. Go on a 10-second chart, but it did end up giving us an interesting move. What it kind of did was it went like, so I'll back this up for a second. So first it pops up right here, and a high of 620. All right, so I did trade it in this first move here on this squeeze, but I think I made with 3,000 shares about 30 cents, 40 cents, and made about $1,000. So that was not bad. It pulls back, and then it rips back up here, and I bought this dip right in here, and then I just kind of rode this momentum up to the high, but I was up like 3,600 on it, and then on this red candle right here, I lost $1,500. I added for the break through the high, and it flushed down 50 cents on me, and then it went into this long downtrend. So I went from up 3,600 to up 2,000 on that. So again, that's another stock that I kind of overtraded, and it ended up selling off a good bit. And then Kprx was on a side chart up here on this monitor because it had made a nice move yesterday. So yesterday I hit a high of like 850 or so, and I had it on watch this morning when it was right here around 7, and I thought if it broke over 7, that could be good. So all of a sudden I look up and it's at 7 on the ask, and I was like, okay, here we go. I got into 720 average. So I kind of chased this candle. It was a little bit of an aggressive trade because I had just lost 1,500 on ICU, and then I jumped right into this one, and we got this move up to 8, and then it pulls back, and then it comes back up right through here. But it just was not able to get back over 8. So like this was the cleanest move, and then everything else was sort of the backside. It did really a big whip at the open there, and again right there. And this was where by this point, I didn't trade this, but at this point I had just taken my loss on ICU. And when I saw it coming back up here, I was tempted, and I was like, you know what, don't do it. And I'm really glad I didn't, because look at this big red candle that followed. High volume red candle, rejection. Unfortunately, HPCO halted up. Well, not unfortunately. I mean, it's good, but it just is what it is that I missed it. HPO halts up at it was like it was 185. I'm having some connection issues here. I think I just lost my internet, but it's okay because I could still stream or still record this. So, anyways, HPCO halts up at 185 approximately. I looked at that as hitting descent or an ascending resistance line that had been formed through yesterday in pre-market. So I was like, it looks like resistance. In any case, I don't think I should touch it. It dips and rips into another squeeze up to 225, and then it has this consolidation through like between 225 or 250, right in that area, and then it rips and breaks out of that up to 350. Currently up 323% approximately. And, I didn't trade it. I missed the whole thing. So today's a day where I'm having to tell myself, you know what? It's better to be green than to be red. I gave back half my gains, and at this point, I could very quickly become a bit careless in how I trade. I could start being emotional. I take another trade, I lose another $1,000. Now I've given back 75% of what I've made. And given my commissions are going to be higher on Wlds, I might at that point be break even on the day. I might even be red on the day. So, like last year, my commissions were about 20% of my profits. So on a day like today where I'm trading lower price stocks like Wlds, they're going to be like 25-30% of my profits. It could even be higher. So they really can add up very quickly when you're trading with 20, 30, 40,000 shares and you're taking 10, 15 trades of that share size. My commission is, I trade on a per trade commission, but I pay ECN fees. So those ECN fees are, and I actually had a window that I pulled up earlier. Let me see if I still have it up. So I pay these ECN fees, which are the routing fees that you pay to direct route your orders straight to NASDAQ. Or you could choose other routes if you want. But so this was the page that I was showing people earlier. So I'm routing through NASDAQ primarily. So I pay 0.003, so a third of a penny for every share. So the way that works is 1,000 shares is $3, 10,000 shares is $30, 20,000 shares is $60. So it costs $60 to press the buy button and another $60 to sell it. Now, this is where people that trade with TD Ameritrade Robinhood are thinking, wow, I'm making out really well here. I'm saving a lot of money, especially, and you are, especially on these cheap stocks. Now, of course, what we know is that you are paying in the sense because the payment for order flow firms are making money on your order flow. So, on a 20,000 share order, a third of a penny, $60, you might not recognize that you're getting filled a third of a penny higher potentially. Now, just to speculate, but that's kind of what ends up happening is you feel like, oh, I'm not paying any commission, but you're actually paying it in a very kind of disguised way because it's paid through your order fills, right? Because the payment for order flow they get a good fill. They take a little bit of that, and then they gave you like a little slightly higher price. Now, of course, they do say you get price improvement. So, in any case, this is the fee that I pay, and I pay that. And in a way, I sometimes feel like I work for the exchanges or whatever, the routes, because on some days they make as much as I do, especially if I'm churning a lot of shares and I'm not having big winners. Today's one of those days where they made a good amount of money on me trading. So I don't know. The thing is, obviously, I know some people do like TD Ameritrade. A lot of people like it. I find the TD Ameritrade platform to be too clunky for live trade for me for trading. I don't feel comfortable with it. I know some people use integrations, but I've never liked using these third-party integrations. So anyways, for the time being, I stick with what I know. I do pay a little bit of a higher price for that, but especially on the lower price stocks. Now, my commissions on a Kprx aren't going to be that high, relatively speaking. Same with ICU. Those are higher price stocks, which I'm trading with smaller shares. But it's the lower price ones that really get me pretty good. So, I know that, and yet I will sometimes trade them anyways. And today I regret it because not only did I lose $2,600 trading it, I'm going to have to add the commissions on top of that. So I'm just red on Wlds, and that is annoying. But I thought maybe it would halt at the open and we would get a squeeze, and just that ended up not happening. So yeah. Anyways, so yeah, I think I'm having an internet issue here, but that's fine. I'm gonna. It's actually for the best because I want to shut it down. I don't even want to look at the market. I don't want to look at any more trades. I want to be grateful. You know what I mean? It's a green day. Some days are going to feel a little easier than others. Today, it was a bit of a struggle. I'm grateful to be green, and I'll live to trade another day. Tomorrow, who knows? I could have a great day tomorrow. I could have a great day Monday, Tuesday next week. And it very quickly puts a day like today in the rearview mirror. So today was a choppy day. I hustled. I worked hard. I don't have much to show for it, especially after fees and commissions, but it's a green day. No complaining. All right, I'll be back at it tomorrow. Reminder, as always, trading is risky and my results aren't typical, so make sure you take it slow, and I'll see you here first thing. Of course, for Warrior members, I'll see you first thing tomorrow morning live streaming. All right, I'll see you then.